And we're back. With the first half of Season 6 over and done with, and with Part 2 less than 2 weeks away, let's go over the 2 episodes that aired in June. Episode 11. One of my main concerns for Season 6 was how Fluttershy was going to be handled. It took so long for the lesson she had learned over the course of the series to stick, and with Season 5 they finally did, resulting in some great portrayals of her, even in episodes that weren't all that good as a whole. So once Season 5 ended, I wondered if Fluttershy would revert back to her old self in future seasons. Cause let's be honest, the show isn't always that good with consistency. Thankfully, Flutter Brother not only retains Fluttershy's growth, but also provides one of the best portrayals she's ever had. I could see how her past experiences helped her to know what to do in this situation, specifically putting her hoof down and it ain't easy being Breezy's. The episode also shows why Fluttershy was such a doormat at the beginning of the series. Her parents, especially her father, are just as bad, if not worse than she used to be. And now that Fluttershy knows better, she's finally able to do something about Zephyr, who's been taking advantage of his parents' pushover nature for God knows how long. However, like putting your hoof down, I've seen a lot of people dislike Flutter Brother for an element that was the very point of the episode in the first place. For the former, it's Fluttershy's overly aggressive behavior. For the latter, it's Zephyr Breeze. Now there is a good reason to find his character unlikable. Several actually, but that's because he's written that way. He's lazy, unmotivated, and manipulative. And that's the point. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't have had an episode in the first place. However, there is one thing I'll criticize the episode for. Call this a nitpick if you want, but I have to put this out there. The ending song. Oh my god, the ending song. Don't get it twisted, I have no problem with MLP's music. I've had This Day aria on my phone for 2 years after I first heard it. But there's a time and place for everything, and this was neither of those things. The scene leading up to the song had a calm yet happy tone. Zephyr has finally decided to get his act together and start bettering himself, and then BAM! A random song comes out of absolutely nowhere and kills the mood. Keep in mind, this doesn't ruin the episode entirely, and I consider it to be a very strong episode. But if that song hadn't been there, it would have been damn near perfect, possibly top 5 of the series material. As it is though, unnecessary song aside, this is still my favorite episode of the season so far. Episode 12. I kinda expected the map to come back, to be honest. While it had been out of commission, it wasn't retired like the Elements of Harmony, or a one-time use like Rainbow Power, so I was sure it would come back eventually. This season seems to like putting Rarity and Pinky together, and I can kinda see why. While their chemistry isn't as strong or as entertaining as Twilight and Pinky, there's still something there, and the two bounce off of each other well enough. As for the song, the music itself I really like, especially the beat, but the animation was pretty repetitive, even going to the point of recycling the same exact animation for every chorus. That beat is still fire though. Now when it comes to characterization, Rarity has been criticized for contradicting herself in this episode, since she wanted the restaurant to appeal to Zesty's taste rather than letting it shine for its own unique style. But honestly, I can see why she did this. Both Rarity and Pinky thought that the problem they had to solve was getting 3 hooves on the restaurant. So Rarity did what she thought would get them the hooves they needed. And this isn't the first time Rarity had to sacrifice personal sensibilities to please a client. See Inspiration Manifestation. Oh my god, you're always defending Rarity. You never criticize her. Well, when I find a good reason to, I will. Rarity was right about one thing. Conforming to what Zesty wanted was the best way to get 3 hooves, but once Zesty arrived, both Rarity and Pinky realized that the problem they had to solve was much bigger than just getting those hooves, which leads to another criticized aspect of the episode, the lesson. Some have said that the lesson was anti-criticism, that it was about not listening to what others have to say about your work. But I don't think that's the case at all. The message was anti-conformity, not anti-criticism. Yes, it's important to take heed when someone criticizes your work, but when every restaurant changes to suit the tastes of one single mayor, then that's a problem. That's not taking criticism, that's conformity, and conformity kills variety. There's also the concern that Saffron and Coriander's designs and characterization border on stereotyping, and I can kinda see that, but there have also been stereotypical portrayals of Americans, so I guess it all evens out. Stereotype or not though, Saffron is still fine. Spice Up Your Life ended up being an okay end to a half season that was pretty good overall. While there was definitely a slow start, season 6 had some really strong episodes, and while I would have preferred the mid-season hiatus to be a bit longer, I'm still looking forward to the second half. Since the first episode after the break will be airing at the very end of the month, I'll be grouping it with the August episodes. So come September, I'll have another roundup ready for you guys. So what do you think about these last 2 episodes? What do you think of the first half of season 6? Swarm that comment section below or bug me on social media. And consider supporting me through Patreon or PayPal or commissions. Until next time, keep it sketchy, folks.